Hello, this song is about a drama that was on in the UK about 2 weeks ago called Collision. I know a lot of you, in the US or Germany or France or whatever, won't understand what it is about, but I'm hoping that you still enjoy the song, and anyone from the UK who watched it, I hope you enjoy too. ITV1 is a place of drama, action and comedy. Some of these programmes can be a remedy for people who are ill, or for people with a broken leg, which means them staying still. But I'm here to talk only about one drama, one which I believe a load of people tuned into. It was called Collision, and this is how it went. 5 vehicles were on the A12, a van and 4 cars. One of these cars was being chased by a police car, but in its haste it crashed into one car, which crashed into another, which crashed into another, or that's how it seemed. It was definitely an almighty slam, one which caused a huge traffic jam. Everyone's senses have been jarred and some were left mentally scarred. The police got out of the car quite pleased to have escaped the crash themselves, but they were still involved. They had after all been chasing a car which now has their victim and his now dead girlfriend. She was soon pronounced dead on the scene. The crash had killed her outright. This was something which left her boyfriend very uptight. He knew her father didn't like him. She had told him that this morning he wasn't exactly gonna be too pleased when told his girl was dead from a wound to the head, or cause her guy, one she trusted, had been driving too fast and had virtually not cared if she died. In another car the woman was injured, but the driver was fine. She was taken to hospital, but she also ended up dead. In the third car, one person needed to go to hospital, but her injuries weren't that serious. The only problem the police had was when she was kidnapped by 2 guys they believed to be bad. Their suspicions were soon confirmed as she was found in the bath of her own home with slit wrists. It looked like suicide, but the police soon came to the conclusion that this was an illusion to cover up the truth. She had actually been murdered. In the fourth car everyone was great, no one was hurt, so all they had to do was give a statement of what they believed to be true. Within the van there was no sign of life. The driver had done a runner, but why no one knew. Then came their only clue. A few days after the collision, a man was found in the back. He had died through a lack of oxygen, so had suffocated to death. He was soon found to be an illegal immigrant who had been transported by the missing driver. One policeman took the decision to take the collision upon himself as his case to solve, but he didn't seem to know how much it would involve, so he soon enlisted the help of a policewoman who he'd had an affair with before his wife had died, and his daughter had been left disabled due to another accident which wasn't shown in the story. There was also other trouble brewing. A guy who had been involved in the accident walked into a cafe to get a drink one day, but when he went to pay, a beautiful looking woman caught his eye. He kept staring at her whilst drinking his coffee before leaving to answer his phone. The woman in question was having problems with her own partner. She didn't feel they could talk, so when the coffee guy next showed his face, she watched him like a hawk, hoping he'd come over and invite her back to his place. Finally, one plucked up the courage and the 2 got it on. They went out together for a while, then Coffee Guy said, "Hey, I think we should elope to Paris and see if we can build a new life." She was given time to think, but every viewer knew she was on the brink. The pair seemed to have found a link, so she finally agreed, but when the day came he couldn't go through with it. She went to the cafe and sat for ages just thinking and drinking, but he never actually showed. She, however, got upon that train and left for Paris alone. She didn't care about her partner. She didn't care about this place. She just wanted to travel. He just wanted to get married. Well, married on the cheap, that was. Elsewhere, the police were in trouble. One guy decided to put in a claim that one of the police officers was being racist. He even knew the guy by name. There was also trouble for another husband and wife who just couldn't get on with their life. This was because her mother was dead, but the daughter just couldn't work out the facts in her head. One day the pair sat upon the bed and she asked her husband what had happened. He finally broke down and said, okay, I'll confess, I hated your mother. She never let us have time for one another. I was taking her to see a residential home for her to move into. I didn't get your permission because I knew you'd say no. When we had the crash, she started being rash, saying over and over, what have you done? So I smashed her head against the steering wheel again and again, and maybe once more, just so I wouldn't have to put up with her like I had done so many times before. I realised afterwards I'd bled her to death, so I evidently misled the police in their quest to find whoever was to blame. Last but not least, let's take a look and see what actually caused this tragic, dramatic accident. Was it the police? Was it the boyfriend? Was it the car murderer? Was it the man with the van? Was it the suspected suicide? Was it the people who were on her tour? No, it was a wasp which caused this crash. It came buzzing in through one of the windows of one of the cars. The driver was waving it out of his face, but he misjudged that inch of space between him and the car in front, and he ended up crashing. This then led to the rest of the slam which caused a real traffic jam. But this was got spotted by the woman in the cafe. She was having a bad day, so took it out on the buzzing black and yellow crawling stinging insect that made her feel better and served that was right. It had caused all this upset and for people to feel uptight. Some even felt like they were being treated as a suspect. And after all, what did that bloody wasp expect? Which one? Which? She also end up dead. No one was heard. If you do's to get a drink one day, but when he her while drinking his coffee, but coffee. The police officer was being racist, but he I eventually. Why did I say eventually? When we eventually had the crash, he started being and we eventually I did it again! Freaking hell! I can't do it now! When we had the buzzing black